in Zimbabwe, where much of Zimbabwe is in shock after police arrested a man claiming to be a prophet and 7 of his aides for criminal activities, including the abuse of minors. The arrests were made on Tuesday after his farm was raided in Yabira, about 34 kilometers northwest of the capital, Harare. Police found 16 unregistered graves, including those of 7 infants whose burials were not registered with authorities. More than 250 children residing in the compound were also rescued. The 56-year-old man, identified as Ishmael Chukwurangera, led a sect with more than 1,000 members residing in the compound. Officials say the children living there were used as cheap labor for the sect's leadership. Well, earlier we talked to Farai Mwakatiya in Harare about the arrest and the discoveries. Let's listen in.
This group is very secretive. They like to live very isolated lives away from civilization as much as possible, off the grid, and not caught up in the comforts and trappings of modern day life. So they're very isolated, very secretive, and generally very hostile to people who are perceived as outsiders or not part of their sect or their faith. And so often, it's very difficult to get access into their compounds and communes and their communities. And if you do, there'll be a lot of hostility. Well, I think this story has shocked people. I think, as I said, the sect, it's sort of associated. There is a history of these sort of, issues with children, being child marriages in particular, them being averse to getting medication, children not going to school and, getting educated. But I think the scale and the number of children is what shocked many people here. Many people very surprised that in this modern day and age, parents would still, send their children into these sort of communities and voluntarily give them up. So it's shocked ordinary Zimbabweans. And in terms of the government, they're vowing to really clamp down on this. And I would imagine they'd want to send a message by going after the leadership of this sect. We understand that 7 leaders have been arrested, are in police custody now. You mentioned the graves. They will face charges of not registering or notifying the authorities of those deaths, whoever those people are. Those burials went ahead without having the appropriate clearances and orders. So those are some of the crimes they'll face. Issues of child labor, issues of child marriages, issues of depriving children access to health care and education. All those are issues that they could face. And we also understand that those minors or children who were taken away from this compound have been taken to hospital to get, medically, to get health checks, to get checkups to see if there's been any sexual abuse. And if those are also ascertained, then those are other charges that they could possibly face. So, it's something that shocked people, and the authorities are saying it's unacceptable. And we imagine that they would want to, throw the book and the law at these, people who've perpetrated these crimes.